Donald Trump's attorney on his lawsuit against New York AG Letitia James. So they're suing her because she's clearly a, it's a political hit job. It's not that he's been criming for years in the New York real estate market.
We're messing with the wrong guy. You know, prosecutors all over the country, especially here in New York, have been hassling President Trump.
Have they? Really? Because they kind of let him skate by with all this bullshit for years and never bothered him until he's, perpetrated an attack on the Capitol with his followers. And then everybody's like, yeah, maybe we've been letting these other, by comparison, destroying a democracy, minor crimes.
Over everything, desperately looking for a crime.
Well, no, they don't. It's not desperate at all. It's actually pretty easy.
Donald Trump is firing back. He's suing the Attorney General of the state of New York, Letitia James, and
I'm
gonna have to say advantage Trump at this point.
Why? Why would you say advantage Trump? First of all, people do this all the time on the scale that he's being that he's being hit with lawsuits. This is a common practice. It's not out of the question at all, and it's not going to result in anything.
Lawsuit was, I believe, filed today in federal court. Take a look at this statement, please.
Yeah. Oh, this is a statement, no less. Is he going to do the Trump voice?
Tell Letitia that she is not dealing with the Cuomo brothers, a corrupt governor in a corrupt state, including your office and others, and Fredo, who did the governor's dirty work for him.
No, he's talking about just a kind of run-of-the-mill dude who is just involved in shitty mob-like tactics and money laundering.
You are nothing but a corrupt official.
Yes, and that is true fact stated, chat room. That is an astounding neckgina he has going on right there.
The dirty work of your party. You should not be in office. This could well be the reason you were just rejected by the people of New York in your inept run for governor. You didn't quit for a higher purpose. You quit because your poll numbers were atrocious.
Ouch. All of that. Your Honor, objection. The witness is blathering. Sustained.
Wow. Alina Habba joins us now. She is the attorney, one of the attorneys for President Trump.
One of them. Anyways, I mean, technically, she's been given $1, and now anything he says, she has to keep quiet about. That's pretty much the equivalent of it.
Involved in this lawsuit.
And she doesn't look crazy at all.
Welcome, Alina Habba.
Hi, Alina.
That was one hell of a statement. Welcome to Newsmax. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm great.
All right. So take us.
Yeah, I'm good. Everything is fine. I've only been grabbed 3 times. This whole place is nightmare fuel. He tweets from the bathroom and he invites us into the bathroom while he's sending us messages. He texts me directly from the toilet. It's a dream come true, Greg. Now I know why you stare at your desk all the time.
Through it. I know.
Look at that. This fucking. What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
He's suing. He says that Letitia James has gone too far. What specifically? How are you handling this legally? What's the game plan? What are you alleging?
Well, I think this is a really important part of the lawsuit. It is a
Yeah, it's totally important.
Constitutional violation of his rights, First Amendment rights, 14th Amendment. She has weaponized the
First Amendment rights? Oh, you mean his right to put a statement on his website?
Attorney General's office and used Donald J. Trump, his family, and in her words, anybody in his orbit to go on the attack, not because she's the Attorney General, but because she is a Democrat. And that is just not the way our country works.
Well, there's a lot of Democrats. None of them are in her position to be able to go after the criminality involved here. Obviously, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You were about to argue that the merits of the case don't exist, and that even if she was attacking him, she's not going to find anything, and he's completely innocent, and he won't even have to plead the fifth because he could go in there and show her what's what.
And it has to stop.
You know,
well, it has to stop because if it actually goes to trial, you're fucked.
She made her intentions very clear even before she became New York State Attorney General. When she's
Oh, you mean that's how she got elected? Because the public was like, this asshole is a criminal. Why has he never been prosecuted for stuff that the rest of us would be in jail for?
running, she's saying, I'm going to get Trump. I'm going to get Trump.
Yeah, it's like when, imagine if a politician just toured around the country even saying lock her up about an opponent, someone from the other party, and ran on that idea. I mean, that would automatically disqualify them, right, from the halls of power, wouldn't you think?
Do it for you. It was a campaign promise before she actually knew anything. Actually, we have a little...
But yeah, before she actually knew anything? You think so? Anything?
Mashup of some of her highlights, both before she became Attorney General and after. Take a look, please.
I say one name, Donald Trump. That should motivate you. Get off your ass and vote.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass. He's going to know my name personally.
Running for Attorney General because I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president when our fundamental rights are at stake.
We need to focus on Donald Trump and his abuses. We need to follow his money. We need to find out where he's laundered money. All of those transactions have happened here in New York City.
Yeah, so far, not a problem.
Wow. I mean, look.
Sure, he has laundered money. That's a given. But none of her business. She's black and she's a Democrat. How dare she?
I'm not the lawyer. You are. Those...
I mean, my dad was the police commissioner, and he's obviously aware of what's legal and what's legal and not legal. But
even seem like something the Bar Association would be worried about. It sounds like a personal vendetta.
Yeah.
Are you?
Well, no. I mean, if there was nothing to find and she concocted it, that would be a personal vendetta, and he would be able to sue about that. Actually going after the criminality that's there and saying they're going to be a pain in the ass. If you're saying this, for example, about someone like Al Capone, no one would bat an eye. And that's the perspective that she's coming from. So whether you believe her or not, or whether you believe, Trump or not, is immaterial, because any problem that people might have with how Letitia James talked about Trump before she got elected and after, she is talking about him in the context of him being an Al Capone, him being involved in racketeering, which he is.
Citing those in your lawsuit, can you use those comments against her?
No.
Oh, I'm going to use whatever we need against her. It is.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I mean, the dude is guilty as shit, so we got to try something. If we ever get in the real courtroom, we're done. So I'm just, of course.
Enough. And I think the Republicans, it's not even.
Yeah, just look up over there. Maybe the law is written on the wall over to your, just to kind of glance.
Just Republicans. It's the American people cannot allow anybody to sit as the Attorney General, who is the strongest attorney in New York State, while your state, by the way, is completely falling apart, and attack somebody just because you don't like his politics.
Well, I mean, she isn't. She's attacking the fact that he's involved in money laundering and that he was lying to the state, especially about the worth of his properties to lessen his tax bill, and lying to banks to raise the amount of money he could get in loans, which is illegal. So he was padding the books two different ways. That by itself can put people behind bars. None of this is weird. The only political manipulation that Trump has experienced in his life legally is that people have looked the other way because it's politically expeditious.
Going to stop. And as she said, I mean, the sickness. I go to sleep every day, and anybody in his orbit, that's not okay. That is not our country.
Well, it is if you consider him to be an Al Capone type, which she does. I mean, you have to understand, he goes to sleep every day and wakes up every morning hating everybody in Adam Schiff's orbit.
It's not our country, and she shouldn't practice law, frankly, in my opinion.
Well, she's not practicing. She's got it right. She's the AG.
From the lawsuit, we have it. We have a portion of it. I'd like to put it up on the screen. And her mission is guided solely by political animus and a desire to harass, intimidate, and retaliate against a private citizen who she views as a political opponent.
Well, she's not running against him in office. We looked at this before, by the way. And this is, yeah.
You've got her there.
Oh, ba-bam! Chapow!
But tell me about this. I mean, is there precedence for this? You don't
Yes, there's precedents. There's several, like there was, like he's no longer president is kind of the
hear
precedent.
about this every day. A private citizen, which Donald Trump is, suing a state official. Has this
Yeah, you do.
done before? I mean, like this, an attorney general for prosecutorial harassment or however you term it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Talk to her beforehand.
Right. The constitutional violations. It actually has been done before. There is an Exxon case currently pending in the Second Circuit on appeal. And in that case, you know, it was Schneiderman, ironically. And, you know, he went up, he said he was going to go after Exxon for basically how they are not doing anything
Something.
positive for the earth and
Anything positive for the earth. That's what he said.
et cetera, et cetera.
Et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, that's basically what was said.
And the judge actually, you know, in that case, it's on appeal because the judge actually said, look, I'm not disagreeing with you that this was politically motivated, but it only happened once. Well, we've got Letitia James, who literally is obsessed with Trump, his family, to the point that she'll go after Eric Trump and his charitable donations.
What charitable donations? He skimmed off of St. Jude's. See, Eric Trump could have set up a through port for St. Jude that he did not himself or his charity did not touch because it was a direct line to St. Jude's, and just say, I'm just doing fundraisers for St. Jude's. I'm just here. Here's this is St. Jude thing. You know, the money doesn't go to me. It goes straight to St. Jude's. As a matter of fact, we have a representative of St. Jude's who's going to take your donations tonight. I don't need to touch it. Dad's a billionaire. I'm a billionaire. No, we don't need this money at all. But he didn't. He took it in and then took a processing fee for it and then gave the rest to St. Jude. He skimmed like $1.2 million.
Which he's done some really good things.
Yeah, for himself.
I mean, there is precedent. We are going to win, and this is, it's not okay for any human being, let alone President Trump and his family.
I remember that with the charity. It was so unfair what
Yeah, it's so unfair to St. Jude's, actually.
they did. And as you know, every penny of the
No.
money Eric raised was accounted
Yeah, you're looking around, Greg. You want to look that up?
for appropriately and went to St. Jude's, I believe
Right.
it was. And
Yeah, you believe. Yeah, right, sure.
Right.
that
It didn't, but just say it does.
was incredibly offensive how she politicized that.
Well, if every penny went, how would she be able to shut down a charity? How did it happen? Tell him, Greg. You know what? I'll sit back. You explain to us how it just, magically, Marlo Thomas is still hot. You tell us how it all happened that the New York AG was able to shut down a charity that was functioning completely above board. I'll wait.
This is, well, I wish you luck. I'm allowed to say that. This is an opinion show. Alina Habba,
Well, it's not a fact show. We've just shown that.
attorney for President Trump. Good luck with this lawsuit. Please come
you,
back.
Greg.
Keep us posted. You bet.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, we totally will. We won't, but we will.